Now, Preeya, I know that you love making pizzas for your kids and you go to the little market that's near you and you buy the bases already done. What I'm concerned about is if you go there and they don't have pizza bases, your kids are going to miss out. And we can't have that, can we?
No.
I'm going to show you how to make a pizza base because I know you have a Magimix cook expert at home. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. It'll be so much simpler than you going out to buy it.
Alrighty.
All right, it's easy. Now, you can see I've got the Magimix Cook Expert base on. This is a cooking top. And you'd think I wouldn't normally use this for making a dough, but it's all ready to go. It all will be revealed.
I know you like to normally get your paws in there, so I'm surprised that today you're letting your machine do the work, but I'm excited.
Well, this is for you. This whole segment's for you, so you're able to do it. 4 cups of flour in there, but I'll write the recipe down for you later.
Okay.
I've got some salt goes in there, but not too much salt because you want enough salt to get flavour from it, but you don't want to kill the yeast because yeast is a living organism and too much salt will kill it. I've also got some sugar in there, which I know yeast loves. It feeds off the sugar, but also makes the dough nice and delicious. And some dried yeast. You can use fresh yeast if you want, and if you do look at a recipe and it says 5 grams of dried yeast, if you've only got fresh yeast, you just double it.
Oh.
So half the amount of dried yeast and double the amount of fresh yeast.
Okay. It's actually the opposite to what I think in my head, so I'll have to think of you.
It is. Opposite world. I love opposite world. In goes the dried yeast, and you've always got some yeast in the pantry. If you've got some olive oil in there and some warm water, I'll put the olive oil in there, a good splush of olive oil in there, about half a cup in there, makes it tasty.
All the water?
Throw all the water in.
Wonderful. So the warmth is for the yeast, correct?
Exactly. You want it to be warm. And I say it's usually blood temperature, and a good way of testing it, if you put your finger into the warm water and it feels like it's the same temperature as you, it's not too hot, not too cold, it's like Goldilocks, you know what I mean?
We actually do that with patients before we syringe their ears.
I'm just thinking, oh my goodness.
To remove the excess.
I don't know how you took a lovely pizza recipe and connected earwax with it.
There you go. Only I could do it.
That's what we love about you. Here we go. Now, the other thing is we've got to put the lid on and make sure you lock it into place. So once it's locked into place, you're ready to go. Now, the functions here are really easy. So we just turn it on like that and we just scooch over here to the little yellow one, which is the baking. We press OK, scooch along here. It's got pizza. It's made for you.
Wow, it actually is.
This is the new updated version, so it's ready to go. I just press OK. And the best thing about this, Preeya, is it will knead the dough to perfection and then prove it all by itself, so you don't have to do anything.
My kind of machine.
Well, you do need to do something. You need to press start. OK, Preeya, it's proved beautifully. You love this, don't you?
I do. So easy.
Exactly. Now, you can see the dough is looking good. Now, I've got that tray there. We're just going to put it straight out onto the tray. And as I said, we're making a full tray of pizza.
Okay.
You either like a thin crust or a deep pan if you like me.
Oh, okay.
You're either one or the other. You can't be both.
I like a bit of, well, you can actually. I like a bit of both. It depends what mood I'm in.
Really? Okay, well, I'm hearing you. Now, this part here, I'm just going to stretch it out, and you can roll it out with a rolling pin, but for me, if the dough's been proved properly and made properly, it's just a matter of stretching it out. So I put it straight onto the pan here like this, and then push it with my fingers out to the edge here, and you can see how it stretches back a little bit. So what I do is just push it out to the side here like this, and then in a couple of minutes' time, once it's rested a bit, I push it out to the edges so it sits there, and I let it prove up again because we want it nice and thick. While this is proving up, we'll tidy this up and get ready for the next stage.
Oh, the toppings.
Love that part. Now, Preeya, you can see the dough has risen up nicely. Lots of olive oil on it. I like putting a lot of oil on it because it doesn't stick, but it also helps to fry the crusts as well, so it's nice and crispy. Really important.
I'm excited. I love pizza. Let's get into this.
All right, ready to go. So I've got some salami here, some onions, I've got some eggplant, some olives. I've got these beautiful tin tomatoes, which are great to use. Some of them we'll leave whole and some of it you'll mush up, so we've got it onto the pizza. So we'll get all this chopped up, ready to go, and we'll load up this pizza and get it into a hot oven. Really important when you're making pizza. Get your oven flat out so it's really, really hot. So as soon as that pizza goes in, it goes nice and crisp.
Lovely.
You want
so
to
I'm
do this
mashing.
one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
You know that's my favourite thing in the whole world, what you're cutting right there.
The salami?
Yeah, correct.
Well, I will say there was a whole salami when I put it on the bench, but for some reason, half of it's missing.
For some reason.
I think we have a little salami mouse here.
We do.
Okay.
She loves the stuff.
Okay.
This is nice. I like this. Often people use passata. That's what I tend to use at home for the base of the pizza, but this is nice. You're going to use the whole tomatoes and I assume the liquid for the base.
Can I tell you a story here?
Please.
I've got
Please.
three sons, and they make pizzas all the time. There's lots of stuff going on in their house. They've even made pizza using, the Heinz tomato ketchup.
Holy
even
mama.
using that. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know how. They're not my kids, so I'll have to get them DNA tested.
I was going to say, is that like the ultimate kind of faux pas for you?
That's right. What's going on?
You were in the corner hyperventilating. That's when I came in with a paper bag.
Exactly. And the onions, I like slicing them nice and thin. I love raw red onions on the pizza and let them cook on top. They caramelise up beautifully. There we go, ready to go.
Perfect.
Okay, let's load this sucker up. All right, some of the tomato on there, and I like the chunky bits as well. Look at that, spread it all around. Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle,
You
I
like
love
that?
it. I'm excited.
Okay.
So this is what I tend to do with the kids at home, and I think it's important to know that all these little, I would obviously have a few more rainbows on my pizza. I put, blanched asparagus, all sorts of things. Getting little fingers in, and they're putting capsicum and tomato and asparagus, whatever you're putting on the pizza, a really good way to get kids into veggies.
Look, I'm not sure what goes on in your house, but this is what goes on in my house.
Right.
Lots of cheese on there. Now, can you slice that garlic
I
nice and thin
can.
for me? I like to put a bit of cheese on the bottom and then a few pieces of pepperoni or salami, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you've got
on
in the
outside
fridge,
there.
use it.
Exactly. Spread that around. And I've also got some eggplant. There's a rainbow.
I like that. So that's roasted eggplant, is it?
This has been pan-fried with a little bit of olive oil. You
nice.
could roast it if you want. It could be pickled eggplant. If you've been to a delicatessen, you could just buy all the
Any
things.
eggplant, just put it on there. It doesn't matter how it's done. May I put the garlic on
Spread
it,
the
Chef?
garlic on there. There we go. Throw it on there.
I have to really he's not letting me at the pizza, so I have to shove him out of the way.
Just trying to control.
Very protective, my friend.
Well, you've got the salami here, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. So it could go all over the place.
It's okay.
A little bit of onion on the top there. See how I just
Lovely.
crush the onion on there? A couple more pieces of salami on the outside.
Got these chopped or whole?
Let's throw them on. Let's bust them up. I just rip them apart and bust them up.
Okay. Oh,
throw
rip
them on.
apart.
Yeah. They're already been pitted and they've got little peppers in them.
I know.
These are
I know
usually.
olives very well, my friend. Antipasti is like my life.
Well, these are the olives you'd usually find in one of my favourite drinks.
Oh, martini.
Exactly.
There you go.
And then some oregano
It's
on
like
top.
James Bond, this guy.
Exactly, a little bit of oregano on top there. We love some fresh oregano.
Ooh.
And then, just in case you thought we weren't going to use this last little bit of cheese, all the way to the edge.
You've left this here for me, haven't you?
That's for you. A little bit of
friend.
cheese on top there. Maybe some bocconcini or some chunks of mozzarella.
Whatever you've got.
Whatever you got. Look at that. Now, this goes in the oven. This oven's flat out at 240 degrees Celsius. Fans on. Everything's on there. This is going to roast up, fry up, bake up, whatever you want to call it.
I'll eat this, you go there.
There you go. Now that's a pizza.
Or a pizza focaccia bread, it's hard to know.
Well, you could call it focaccia bread, or it could be a muffin. Definitely not a muffin. So we're just going to spoon that off. There's a bit of an art to doing this. Loosen it off there.
Alrighty.
Loosen it off this way. And then you just slide it out like that. Pop this over
Lovely.
here. Look
Gosh,
at
it does look magnificent.
it does.
It does.
You could imagine being in the south of Italy. This is the way they make them down there, and they come together beautifully, and then slice it like that. Now, I'll cut a couple of pieces here so we can see what it looks like. Look at that.
Loving this thick crust that's happening. Lovely.
Lots of ingredients, lots of bread. This is a filling type of thing. You could see, are you wrapping this up for, the kids to send off to school with a nice, big, thick slice of pizza? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Or you could put this out in front of people coming over for brunch, lunch.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Now, I've just got the crust. For me, I like the crusty bit. That's the best part of it. So I'll cut this up for you and I.
Righty.
Something.
That's my least favourite part, but that's okay.
Really?
That's okay. I often leave my crusts. I know it's frowned upon.
Okay, here's a little piece for you. Look at that, lovely.
Thank you.
And I'm going to have this little piece here. Onion, eggplant, some salami on there, olives, all your favourite things. And the beauty of it is, because it is a thick base, it's going to fill you up fast.
Wow, that dough, the base is seriously good. I'm actually, it looks different to what it tastes like and feels like in the mouth. Beautiful, love the toppings.
And you can see with that olive oil, it crisps it up. And on an oven tray, it's easy. You make one pizza, it feeds the whole family. We'll call this Richo's Square Family Pizza.
Oh, what an original name.
Good name.